Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the new Chrome Tour golf ball from Callaway.
Been a cold, damp spring in these parts, but we have made the big leap to summer here in Cromwell. Sweltering afternoon at TPC River Highlands, and that sounds like a spot somewhere in Scotland, but we're in Connecticut, and it fits you here. Hello again and welcome. Rick Stoddard alongside Brandel Chamblee from the U.S. Open to the Travelers. That's from Eat Your Lunch to Feast on This. As Scottie Scheffler was gobbling up the birdies today, Brandel, he looked good. No surprise, the defending champion is on a real tear.
Yeah, you're right about that, Rich. It was grin-faced last week. A lot more smiles today, and especially for Scottie Scheffler, who was already 3 under par through the first 5. Nice pitch here at the 6th. Maybe got a little bit too far past the hole, but he would convert that for birdie.
Par 4-9.
He took out a big bite of this dogleg right. Almost everybody in the field playing a little bit more cautiously off the tee, but he was left with just a short pitch after hitting it about 300 yards. And when he would make that, he would turn in 30.
It's a par of 70.
After a birdie at the 12th, now at the very gettable par 5 13th. This from 236 yards. That is why he is the best iron player in the world, to about 10 feet away. This to get to 8 under par through 13 and officially get that 59 watch on the train tracks. But he would cool a little bit from there.
Did shoot 59 5 years ago, TPC Boston.
Yeah, kind of up against the hazard line here. Penalty area, but able to get it up there about 4 feet away, get to 9 under par, 59 watch still in play, but that would come to a conclusion after a bogey at 17. Here it is at the last for 61.
Still, 8 under 62, good enough for a share of the lead in defense of his title. Here's Scottie.
Did you have a favorite kind of shot or hole or anything? What was the highlight of the day, if any?
I mean, 13, that 3-under hit in there was really nice. I mean, it was pretty much exactly what I was trying to do. And it was kind of one where I had to hit it really solid in order to get it there with the water short. And, I just did pretty much exactly what I wanted to, and it felt nice.
And what did you want to do in terms that you said you did what you wanted to do? What did you want to do?
Hit it really solid and really straight, just barely right of the pin. And, yeah, kept a nice flat flight, I guess, to go through the wind. And, yeah, it was good. Well struck.
How many shots did you get like that 30?
It's just one. Well, I mean, exactly how I wanted to. I mean, very rarely throughout a tournament do you hit one exactly how I intend to, and that was one of the few.
And what would you describe about the rest of it? Pretty good?
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah, good. Yeah.
Off of it, though, Adam Scheffler was out there. He was joking. They heard a lot of Adam Scheffler out there. Did you hear that he was on course reporting today?
I heard he was on course reporting. I never saw him. I don't know. Not sure what he was doing, but I did hear he was making his debut.
Have you followed him at all, NFL news?
I mean, yeah, I love the NFL. So yeah, I definitely know who Adam Scheffler is. Did some fantasy football last year, so you definitely get to know him a little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah, Scottie, I know you talked yesterday about, of course, rewarding good shots and punishing you reasonably for the less than good shots. Is that the way this played out for you today, that you got the rewards that you earned? And
yeah, I mean, I hit a lot of good shots, and I made the bogey there on 17. And if you hit 3 iron out of the fairway, you should be struggling to make par. And I actually got a pretty good line in the rough. I got a lucky break, and I wasn't able to take advantage of it. But overall, I hit a lot of good shots. I gave myself a lot of looks. I got off to a good start, and like I said, it was challenging out there late in the day. I mean, the wind was blowing pretty hard, and was able to hit some really nice shots to get some good looks.
what was your strategy in changing clubs on 17?
I was in between 8 and 9, and I decided to hit 9. Fortunately, I did fortunately we did because still went over the green with the 9 iron.
When you I know you live in the
That'd be good, Kevin.
and not think about it. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But do you? I almost feel bad asking. But now, do you?
No, I think it's a bad one.
I think it's a bad one. Do you think about the possibility of shooting sub 60? Like, does it enter your mind at all, or do you?
I mean, not really, to be honest with you. I mean, the conditions were really challenging out there today. So anytime, I would be surprised to see what the scores were around kind of our tee time wave, just because when I got out here to have breakfast this morning, it was very calm. When I came out to do my warm-up, it was still pretty calm. And then by the time we got to the first tee, it was blowing 20 miles an hour, and it was sustained at that for most of our round. And so, maybe went down to 10 to 12, and then it would gust to 30. And so, it was pretty challenging out there. And so I didn't really let my mind wander too much. I just tried to stay out there and execute, and that was pretty much it.
And Colin was taking his glove off for some shots today. Said it was the first time he had ever done that. He figured it was something he found on Monday. He said golfers are crazy.
I tried to hit without my glove, and I'm not any good at it. You definitely won't see me doing that. I got sweaty hands, so that ain't gonna work.
So a lot of you look forward to seeing a golf course that doesn't have this much rough on the side of the fairway.
No. With the way I play golf, the more rough typically is going to be better for me. I hit a lot of fairways, and a course like Oakmont I thought suited me really well, just in terms of, it was good ball striking was going to be rewarded there for sure. I just wasn't able to do it, and so I think I've always had a preference for the tougher tests that we have. That's always been my preference since I was a young kid. I like the challenge of playing difficult golf courses, and I like the challenge of playing against really good fields as well.
So did you enjoy winning Dallas at 30 under?
Yeah.
It's just what the test was for the week.
Yeah, and to be fair, I won by a significant margin. So, to call it 30 under, I think would be a stretch. I could have won at 23 under. And so in terms of the tournament, and also the PGA, same thing. I maybe won at 10, but it was still a pretty sizable cushion. And so I think, to call the winning score when it's that big of a margin, I think is a bit silly. It's like 30 under. It's like, actually, no, I won by 8. That's.
Do you guys call me silly or the question, sir?
Both.
Scottie,
No, does that make sense though? It's like, yeah.
So do you start out on a day like today looking at the 62 at the top of the board and shoot for it, or do you just...
No, not at all. It's 72-hole tournament, and like I said, the conditions I felt like were tougher this afternoon, and so I was just going to try and go out and post a number, and try and get myself a good position for the rest of the week. And I got hot pretty early in the round, and got off to a nice start, and then I really kept the momentum through basically hole 15, and then I had one mess up there on 17, but overall it was a pretty good day.
What was difficult about the conditions? The heat or
just the wind?
The wind.
Yeah, the wind.
I just have one more. You said for a million years now that you're just a forward-thinking guy, but do you ever, when you finish a major and it was reasonably close, not everything went your way that week, how soon do you close the book on it, or how often do you just think about that?
That's a good question. I think reflection's always a good thing. I don't know if I'm necessarily a forward-thinking guy. I usually just try to stay in the present. It's just, I think there's always stuff you can learn when you're not playing as well as you should. It's, maybe you could think about a shot differently. Maybe you can think about a hole differently. There's always something that can be taken away from tournaments like that. And, the way I swung it the first couple rounds was pretty poor. I was not getting the ball in play. I don't know if you saw much of it, but it wasn't very pretty. But I was very proud of the way I kind of stayed in the tournament, and I still gave myself a chance to win. That gives me a lot of confidence going forward that I could, especially on a golf course like Oakmont, where you have to get the ball in play. And I wasn't able to do that in the beginning of the tournament. And to kind of hang in there, flirt with the cut line on Friday, have a good finish to my round Friday, kind of bounce back, get myself back in the tournament, and to give myself an opportunity to win was I thought felt like pretty good. And so I gained some confidence from that. And then it's also just good reflection knowing that it's really important for me just to stay in it mentally. And I felt like last week was, oddly enough, as good as I've been mentally on the course, throughout the season.